You guys clearly wanted this. I hear you, I see you, and I said fuck it. I'm tired of spoon feeding my people. Even though I was only doing it because I'm in college and I have a wife and it takes a really long time to make these videos. No, if this is what you want, this is what you'll get. Just know that this effort took a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears and time. Oh God, the time. To produce this vid for you guys. What the hell? Again? I finally figured out why it crashes. Watch this. It's because I'm too clicky. I'm clicking all the time before it even starts. And for some reason... Wait, it worked that time! What the hell? I've seriously spent 10 minutes looking for this one place. God damn. Yeah, it was a nightmare. So if you could like this video, that'd be wonderful. Truly. Also, I'm gonna ask another huge favor. To take less than 2 seconds to just click that sub button, please. Like 90% of the people watching these vids haven't subscribed, so please just even consider it, for me. Okay, that's not what you're here for though, so let me explain the rules real fast. I obviously don't know where every unmarked location is by heart. Shocker, I know. Instead, I used the Wiki, and the Wiki describes these places as locations in the Commonwealth that don't have a map marker. Some are far more interesting than others. But just because that's the case doesn't mean I'm gonna leave anything out. Well, I might if it's really non-consequential or it's tied to like a quest or something. But I know just how much you guys hate or blame me for certain locations. So when we get to those, I'll make them far more interesting. Trust. I've also included the other Fallout 4 location videos into this one so that it's all cohesive. If you've already seen those, then skip to here, if you want. Everything else is completely new. Love you guys, sorry for the long ass intro. Just know that enjoyed time is never wasted time, and enjoy. Welcome to the 35 Court, a hidden gem in Boston's financial district. You won't miss it because the sign literally says 35 Court. It's like the post-apocalyptic version of Capture the Flag, but with more lasers and murderous robots. Guarded by ceiling turrets and crawling with raiders or gunners on one side and robots on the other, this place is an arena of chaos waiting for the sole survivor to stir the pot. Step inside, dodge the laser tripwires, and you'll be greeted by a Protectron who's not so keen on visitors. Hack your way through advanced and expert locks to find the hidden safes, or ride the elevator to the rooftop for a showdown with an Assaultron and a Sentry Bot duo. If you survive the rooftop rumble, your reward is a full set of power armor. Depending on your level, you might score anything from a T-45 to the coveted X01 MK3. Just don't forget to bring your lockpicks and a whole lot of ammo. The Charlestown Abandoned House, Boston's premier haunted mansion. Not really, but it could be. You never know. This 3-story fixer-upper, once home to the ill-fated research assistant Peters, now serves as a cozy nest for feral ghouls. If you're heading to Bunker Hill, just hang a right at the end of the bridge, then take the first left and you'll make it there. Inside this charming residence features a kitchen, a living room, a master bedroom, and a child's bedroom adorned with nostalgic Nuka-Cola and Captain Cosmos memorabilia. Don't miss the attic though, and be aware of the boarded up windows and the deceased couple lounging on the porch with their ammo duffel bag. Explore the house to uncover 3 holotapes documenting Peter's tragic experiment with a new radiation serum. Be ready to fight off the feral ghouls on the first 2 floors, and brace yourself for a glowing one behind an advanced locked door on the 3rd floor. Treasure hunters want to take note. The holotapes are scattered across the house, with the last one tucked behind the pesky locked door. And also, if you're bookworm, an overdue book awaits you on the 2nd floor dresser. Happy haunting. Welcome to Anna's Cafe, the Fens neighborhood's most nostalgic ruin. It was once famous for its Sicilian espresso and a cozy rest stop for weary city travelers. This 2-story diner is now a haven for raiders and a treasure trove of post-apocalyptic curiosities. East of Hangman's Alley and the Flagon Tunnel, Anna's Cafe greets you with a rusty patio furniture and a crumbling facade. Step inside to the 1st floor's classic diner setup, complete with rusting equipment and lingering memories of the better days. Venture upstairs to find a partially destroyed 2nd level where a long-dead patron clutches a 10mm pistol near a ruined bed and perhaps a final stand against the apocalypse. Don't miss the desk by the skeleton for some intriguing loot. On the rooftop, another skeleton lies with some chems and remnants of a giddy-up Buttercup toy, hinting at the sad stories behind these remains. For the true scavengers, a Vault-Tec lunchbox awaits under the desk on the 2nd floor. Anna's Cafe may be a shadow of its former self, but it's a slice of Boston's history you won't want to miss. Just watch out for the raiders. Get ready for a blast, literally. The ArcJet engine transport is an unmarked pit stop in the Commonwealth just south of Fiddler's Green Trailer Estates. This spot features an XMB booster engine on a trailer, perfect for those who love a bit of danger with their scavenging. The main attraction here is a prototype booster engine hooked up to a terminal. I'm guessing your curiosity is piqued. Go ahead and select Begin Test Fire on the computer and watch as this baby explodes in a fiery spectacle.
Need any ammo? I have some to spare.
Just make sure you're a safe distance away unless you fancy becoming a crispy sole survivor. It might be a simple setup, but the ArcJet engine transport is a unique location for any player to come and visit. Who knew blowing up old tech could be so much fun? Nestled in the theater district of Boston, the Back Alley Camp is your friendly neighborhood hideout. This unmarked gem, located east of DB Technical High School and west of Hester's Consumer Robotics, offers a cozy retreat under an interstate highway on-ramp. Run by Slim, a ghoul drifter with a penchant for chems, this camp is a haven for weary travelers and tinkerers alike. The northern campsite boasts a cooking station, 2 unowned sleeping bags, and an ammo box, and a duffel bag perfect for a quick pit stop. The southern garage is a treasure trove of crafting stations, including a chemistry station, a power armor station, and a weapons workbench. Slim even has his own sleeping bag here, marking his territory in this makeshift home. For the adventurous, the roof of the garage can be accessed via the highway on-ramp, revealing another hidden duffel bag and ammo box behind a rooftop generator. Keep an eye out for the Ally rail sign scattered around, marking this spot as a safe place for fellow wanderers. So whether you need a place to rest, trade chems, or work on your gear, the Back Alley Camp is a must visit. Just be sure to say hi to Slim. He's always up for a chat and a trade. The Backyard Bunker, the West Everett Estates underground hideaway. It's perfect for those who prefer their apocalypse with a touch of coziness. This small shelter, once belonging to the pre-war resident Wayne Turnquist, is tucked away in the neighboring property of the West Everett Estates. Step inside to find a compact living space complete with bunk beds, a restroom, and a common area. This bunker is also the source of the mysterious separated family radio signal. Dive into Wayne's terminal for a treasure trove of logs and to unlock the wall safe bypassing the expert lock with ease. There will be a Nuka-Cola Quantum awaiting you in a bucket on the table. David's holotape can be ejected from the terminal.
Mama, this is David. The Batman came back. I saw them shoot Mr. Lance and he fell off the roof. Michael said he'd be okay, but he isn't moving.
David, come on. Dad said we had to grab our stuff.
No! I have to leave a note for Mama so she can find us. Stop it!
Boys, come on. We're leaving. Now.
Hold it, I have to get Jangles!
Michael, grab your brother. There's no time. They'll be back any second.
And a hazmat suit is stashed on the shelves. There's also a Vault-Tec lunchbox that sits on the kitchen counter, ready for the taking. Pro tip, reading the terminal logs will mark the Irish Pride Industries shipyard and Mass Bay Medical Center on your map, leading you to the missing mother of the bunker's original inhabitants. It's a bunker with a backstory and some bonus map markers. So whether you're in it for the loot or the lore, the Backyard Bunker is a cozy corner of the Commonwealth you don't want to miss. Just watch out for any ghouls lurking nearby, they do have a knack for crashing the party. This is the Barricade and Rooftops, the ultimate raider hangout in Boston's Esplanade neighborhood. It's located just east of Backstreet Apparel. This unmarked spot is the perfect playground for those looking to scale new heights and scavenge some loot. This raider outpost is all about vertical living. The alleyway divided by rough wooden barricades can be accessed through an unlocked door on the east side. But the real fun starts when you climb the fire escapes on the north side, leading you to the interconnected rooftops. On these rooftops, you'll find an ammo box, a first aid box, a cooler, and 3 sleeping bags, which are all the essentials for a raider's life on the go. Whether you're looking to catch some Z's or restock some supplies, this hideout has you covered. If you're up for a bit of rooftop raiding and alleyway antics, the Barricade and Rooftops is your next must-visit spot in the Commonwealth. Just remember to watch your step. It's a long way down. Baxter Building is a relic of Boston's pre-war financial district, now serving as a monument to chaos and looting. Located just north of Faneuil Hall? How the hell do you even say that? This unmarked location is where corporate history meets post-apocalyptic adventure. The Baxter Building once housed the offices of the Weatherby Investment Trust. Now, its main entrance, an elevator tucked between a Slocum Joe's and a dilapidated shop, partially blocked by a crashed bus, setting the stage for an intriguing ascent. Ride the elevator up to a completely ruined interior. While most doors are annoyingly inaccessible, a few containers with random loot await the determined scavenger. A second elevator at the top of a short flight of stairs takes you to the roof, offering a spectacular view of the USS Constitution, which has dramatically crashed into the building during the last voyage of the USS Constitution quest. And as you can see, I haven't done that quest in this playthrough. So, the Beacon Hill Apartments are the prime real estate of post-apocalyptic Boston's Beacon Hill neighborhood. This unmarked location is a hotspot for raiders, robots, and the occasional synth during the reclamation quest. The Beacon Hill Apartments are a pair of small tower buildings, though only the interior of the south building is accessible. This 4-story tower, simply labeled Apartments in-game, is a charming fixer-upper featuring a narrow stairway cluttered with empty beer and liquor bottles, a true testament to its lively past tenants. The top floor boasts another cozy sleeping bag, a bed, and an exit to the roof. For those of you daring to venture to the roof, a bridge connects to the otherwise inaccessible north building. Here you'll find a steamer trunk, an advanced lock safe, an ammo box, and another sleeping bag. Perfect for the quick nap between looting sprees and if you're playing on survival. The notable loot here includes an overdue book chilling in the fridge on the top floor and an unarmed bottle cap mine hiding in the shower. If you're on the reclamation quest, you'll be helping Dr. Seckard by placing a tracking beacon on the kidnapped synth, then reporting back to the Synth Retention Bureau. Fun fact, there's a cut map marker named Tower Apartments meant to guide you here, but it never made it into the game. So enjoy this hidden gem of the Beacon Hill Apartments. This is less unmarked location and more like unmarked radio station, and it's pretty interesting. You can tune into it after extending the satellites at Relay Tower 1DL109. It features a funny recorded message from a trapped employee who's stuck in an operations building due to a reactor malfunction. The employee is frustrated with his lazy and unclean coworker Spiegel, who seems more interested in fashion magazines than in helping out.
Okay, looks like a reactor malfunction in sublevel D. System locked the gates down, again. I guess I'm gonna need a manual override. Look, Spiegel, I know you got pressing matters like reading that latest copy of LaCoif to attend to, but when you find time, let me out, okay? Meanwhile, I guess I'll loop this thing and have a smoke. It's probably what you're doing up there, you lazy skeezer.
The signal originates from a ham radio hidden in the reactor level of a dam side building, marked by a blue door, so technically this is the unmarked area. The fates of the workers remain a mystery. Hopefully they made it out. The boxing gym is an unmarked yet unforgettable spot in the north end of Boston. Once a Madden's boxing gym, this place doesn't look too bad, despite over 2 centuries since the Great War. It's located on a street corner near the Old North Church. This gym features a central boxing ring, a weightlifting area, and a manager's office with an advanced lock safe. Among the weights, you'll find about 160 lead, and for those roid ragers out there, there's 7 bottles of Buff Out scattered around. But don't miss the little touch of toy alien in the corner, defiantly lifting a 160-pound dumbbell with a bottle of Buff Out at its side. You'll find this in the Fens neighborhood of Boston. Once a bustling modern bank, it met a violent end on the fateful morning of October 23, 2077. As the streets outside buzzed with life, 2 masked gunmen stormed into the building, leaving a trail of bloodshed in their wake. In their desperate attempt to crack open the newly installed vault, their explosives detonated prematurely, sealing their fate alongside their victims. The chaos of the Great War soon followed, and the bank, once a symbol of wealth and security, was abandoned and forgotten. Today, the bank's remains still stand, directly south of Backstreet Apparel. Inside, a master lock terminal guards the vault, which holds 15 safes of varying difficulty and an unlocked safe tucked beneath a shelf. Among the riches within are 4 gold bars and stacks of pre-war money, just waiting to be claimed by those bold enough to venture inside. By the way, this place will respawn its loot every week, which is pretty wild. This unmarked location is one of those spots you might just stroll past without realizing it has some cool secrets. To get there, you'll need to make your way to the Garden Terrace. You can reach it by exiting through the roof of the Haymarket Mall, or if you're not afraid of heights, you can traverse the elevated highway from the 3rd floor exits of the Commonwealth Bank or the Congress Street Garage. Once you're on the terrace, head to the northeast corner where you'll find the remnants of a monorail that has crashed into an apartment building. The cars are still dangling and are accessible via some rickety scaffolding. Inside you'll find a few suitcases and a duffel bag worth a quick loot for sure. But the real prize is in the front of the car, where you'll discover a steamer trunk and a perfect vantage point for the weather vane quest from Tinker Tom. Also, watch out for the Protectron, it's still active here. Klein Building is an unmarked location in the Fens neighborhood of Boston. It's situated south of Hangman's Alley and is occupied by super mutants and their mutant hounds, who frequently clash with Diamond City guards. Some notable loot includes a Vault-Tec lunchbox found on a shelf in the front of the building. Other than that, it's just an apartment building for our green friends, it seems.
What are you doing? Something good? Something fun?
In the South Boston neighborhood, tucked behind Joe Spucky's sandwich shop, lies the bus and apartment wreckage. Once a home, this building now stands in ruins, with a bus dramatically crashed through its roof, which must have happened after the bombs fell. On a mattress on the top floor, you'll find a rare issue of Grognak the Barbarian. To reach a hidden Vault-Tec lunchbox inside the bus, you'll need to either don a jetpack, attempt a daring jump from the nearby highway, or navigate the collapsed structure. But this location is more than just another unmarked location. It's a recreation of Fallout developer Emil Pagliarulo's childhood home. Emil shared a laugh on Twitter talking about the grimy mattress and the brain fungus inside eerily resembling his old bedroom from 1984. The Grognak comic here even nods to his past work on the Thief series. I hope Emil thought this was just a funny touch on his past, and not him getting some kind of pseudo-revenge. The Cambridge Academic Center stands as a forgotten relic of the past, located just northwest of the Cambridge Campus Diner and near the Cambridge Police Station. The building itself is completely boarded up, its doors and windows sealed, making it inaccessible, of course. However, beneath the surface, you'll find the real mystery. A partially submerged basement accessible through a gaping hole in the exterior wall, which just harbors a small nest of mirelurks. This small threat is all that remains of what was once an academic institution, now claimed by the wasteland. The Cambridge construction site is a chaotic and dangerous unmarked location situated west of Bunker Hill and southeast of the Mass Chemical Building. This site is divided into 3 key areas: a garage, an unfinished building, and a warehouse. The garage, located to the west, offers some useful supplies, including a weapons workbench. However, the real danger lies in the unfinished building, a towering 9-floor structure with a partially flooded basement. This building is a maze of hazards, including machine gun turrets, a precariously placed cooler on the top floor, and a tricky path across broken sections of the freeway. Steamer trunks and a locked Vault 81 trailer can be found if you're willing to brave the heights. North of the construction site is the warehouse, guarded by super mutants. Inside, you'll find a forklift and a sleeping bag on a catwalk, but the mutants make every step treacherous. The site also ties into the weather vane quest, where Tinker Tom asks the sole survivor to place atmospheric sensors at high points. However, the heavy presence of super mutants here can complicate the Boston After Dark quest as well. If you're unlucky, you might even encounter super mutant suiciders, adding yet another layer of danger to this already perilous location. Sick of Cambridge yet? Well, good, because this is the last one. It stands as a rugged outpost just north of the Kendall Hospital. This fortified camp is heavily guarded by a small squad of raiders, along with 2 automated turrets and 2 spotlights, making it a pretty formidable stronghold. The streets leading to the camp's entrance are littered with landmines, adding another extra layer of danger. The base's entrance is a large wooden door to the southwest. Inside the camp's heart is a bustling courtyard featuring a large bonfire and a spit cooking station. Surrounding the bonfire, several ruined buildings provide shelter for the raiders. The southeasternmost building contains a mattress, a bed, and a terminal that controls one of the turrets and the spotlights. The northeasternmost building holds a sleeping bag and a steamer trunk on its 2nd floor. The Cambridge Raider Base is a well-defended and strategically laid out stronghold, posing significant challenges for anyone who enters. You've probably been here because there's like a million quests that use this place. Camp Kendall is a notable unmarked location situated in Kendall Square, nestled among the ruins of Green Tech Genetics and the Cambridge Crater. This open-air raider camp rises around the surrounding damaged buildings, giving it a commanding view of the area. The camp features a gondola system that links it to a nearby building, which is also the destination for one of the weather vane missions. At this location, you can find a valuable steamer trunk. The raiders here have set up a stronghold in the heart of the city, making Camp Kendall a key spot for those navigating the ruins. Tree Camp is an intriguing unmarked location situated southeast of the Recon Bunker Theta. The camp features an interesting sight of a pair of intertwined trees with a car leaning against one and two others on the branches. In the front of the tree, you'll find 2 sleeping bags, a cooking pot, and a duffel bag, hinting at the camp's former inhabitants. Disturbingly, there are 3 bodies. 2 settlers partially buried with only their legs exposed, and another settler slumped against the tree's roots. Who the hell knows exactly what happened here? Maybe this guy was in a rush to bury his friends before he himself died. It's weird stuff. Positioned southeast of Bunker Hill, you'll find Charlestown Laundry by the green dry cleaning sign on the west side of the building, just down the road from the Weatherby Savings and Loan. Inside, the laundry's employee backroom is locked with a Novus level door and houses 2 radiation barrels and an expert level safe. Just outside, there's a railroad dead drop hinting at its covert significance. The laundry is stocked with useful supplies, including acid, antiseptic, fiberglass, and oil. You'll find 18 boxes of Abraxo cleaner, turpentine, anti-freeze bottles, and plenty of soap. Some interesting loot includes a look entrance and a Nuka-Cola Quantum on a desk behind the locked door. The coastal hideout is positioned on the road between Makra Fish Packing and the coastal cottage. To access it, you'll need to find the door under the bridge connecting these 2 locations. Be cautious though, as this bridge is near a spot where a Mirelurk Queen might spawn. Inside, the hideout appears as a small shelter or a storage area cluttered with skeletons and random loot. It contains a power generator with a fusion core, but the room furthest from the entrance has a dangerously high radiation level, and it's frequented by feral ghouls, including potentially a glowing one. Some notable items in the hideout include a fusion core in the generator and a Vault-Tec lunchbox behind a Novus locked door. The area above the hideout's bridge might also be the site of some random encounters. The coastal hideout was originally part of the cut content for Danvers, a location that was eventually merged into Salem during the development. The hideout's editor ID, Danvers Hideout, shows that they had a plan to name this place something, but nothing came of it. Columbus Park is an unmarked location situated in the Boston Harbor area of the city, located just east of Faneuil Hall, I still don't know how to say that, and north of the Custom House Tower. This small park offers a tranquil harborside setting. The park is inhabited by rad stags and features a fire barrel topped with a skeleton in place of its former monument. Among its few points of interest, you'll find a cooler on a picnic table, some mute fruit plants, and lounge chairs scattered around. There's also a boat anchored just outside the park, adding to the scenic, though desolate, atmosphere. The Commonwealth Bank can be found in Boston's financial district, just south of Faneuil Hall. This building is protected by 2 raiders and a turret. You can enter the bank through 3 routes: an advanced locked side door, a gap in the rubble near some wooden fencing, or an unlocked door near the turret. Inside, the bank features a stairwell leading to the 3rd floor and a roof accessible via an elevator. On the 3rd floor, you'll find an advanced locked restroom with a first aid box. There are also 2 elevators. One returns to the street level, and the other takes you to the roof where you'll need to install the Mila for a related quest. The vault area is to the west, containing 2 terminals. One controls a Protectron and the other unlocks the main vault. Deep in the Commonwealth, across from the quaint, if suspicious Covenant, lies the Compound, a dark and twisted testament to Dr. Rosalind Chambers' obsession with hunting down synths. This secretive base is perched on the west shore of Mystic Lake, camouflaged by its grim surroundings. To reach the entrance, you must brave the murky waters and navigate to a large rusty pipe jutting out from the lake. As you push through the pipe's door, you're greeted by an interesting scene.
I just came across this place.
You've already seen too much. This ain't personal.
Inside, the atmosphere shifts from grim to downright sinister. The compound is fortified and guarded by loyal sentries. Part of the compound is a chamber of horrors equipped with a chemistry station, an armor workbench, and a terminal. Adjacent are 3 prison cells, one of which holds Amelia Stockton, the unfortunate prisoner in Dr. Chambers' cruel experiments. As you explore, you'll find some interesting loot. A fusion core that rests in the central chamber just past an extendable bridge, and nearby a bottle cap mine is cleverly hidden next to the chemistry station. For those lore buffs though, there are some holotapes scattered about. The Subject 12 baseline, the Subject 12 debrief, and the Subject 12 testing, each detailing the grim progress of the Chamber's sinister projects. Also, you should know that Dr. Chambers and her loyal guards don't take kindly to intruders. And if you take her down, expect Covenant to turn hostile, as the dark ties between the 2 locations unravel. The Congress Street Garage is an unmarked raider-infested location set in the financial district of Boston. This 2-level garage is a crumbling mess, featuring 2 functional Protectron pods with a Novus-locked activation terminal on the upper level. An expert locked door provides a sneaky back entrance to the Haymarket Mall. And on the roof you'll find a ruined market stall accessible by a short staircase. Downstairs, the lower level hides an advanced locked safe and 2 elevators. The left one leads to the building's 3rd floor with a walkway connecting to the Commonwealth Bank and stairs leading to an elevated highway and garden terrace. The right elevator takes you higher to a small platform, where a careful descent to the northwest reveals a steamer trunk on the roof of the old corner bookstore. Oh, and don't be surprised if the Raiders and Protectrons are already out of commission when you arrive. This seems to be a random bug and occurrence that just happens. Oakley Station is an unmarked location situated in the Back Bay neighborhood. Located on the Green Line, this metro station is just north of the Boston Public Library and directly connects to it. The station is of course infested with super mutants, including the dangerous super mutant suiciders. From the street entrance on the north side of the library, a stairway descends southeast to the main subway platform. Heading south along the platform, then turning west and north around the first subway car, you'll find an open car containing a cooking station, a mattress, and 2 unfortunate dead traders. Nearby, a short side corridor to the east hosts a chemistry station. On the east side of the platform, a stairway leads up to an advanced locked door that provides direct access to the library. If you pass an easy speech check at the intercom nearby, the door will unlock, and the library's security system will mistakenly identify you as an employee. This makes all turrets and Protectrons inside friendly, unless you attack them, in which case only the targeted unit will turn hostile. Station includes super mutant heavy gauntlets near an overturned newsstand and a Vault-Tec lunchbox stashed in a stroller near the southern end of the platform. A bonus interesting little tidbit, it'll be revealed that Mayor Hildenbrand's secret 6-digit code is a laughable 123456. The Dorchester Heights Monument is nestled in the South Boston neighborhood, perched on a raised oval park just west of the South Boston High School. This towering structure serves as a notable landmark due to its impressive height, making it hard to miss as you explore the area. While the monument itself doesn't offer much in terms of gameplay, it is a faithful recreation of the real-world Dorchester Heights Monument. In the Fallout 4 Vault Dweller's Survival Guide, this location is named, though it remains unmarked on your map. The Drug Den is an unmarked and raider-infested location, tucked away northwest of the USS Constitution and northeast of Bunker Hill. This 3-level house does live up to its name, with raiders controlling the area and plenty of chems like Jet, Buffout, and Psycho scattered on the shelves and tables. You'll typically encounter a raider on the roof with 1 or 2 more lurking in the street. Inside, the 2nd and 3rd floors host a few more raiders, making it a dangerous spot to navigate. The 3rd floor is where you'll find a full bed, a steamer trunk, and a door leading to the roof. Up top, there's a sleeping bag along with a couple of armchairs and sofas, likely where the raiders kick back. More interesting loot includes an unarmed bottle cap mine next to the steamer trunk on the 3rd floor. And if you're on the quest Quarter Mastery, you'll also find the haptic drive inside this steamer trunk. The Drumlin Diner in East Boston will be found sitting quietly along the riverfront in the Commonwealth. This small oval-shaped diner, once owned by its namesake company before the Great War, has seen better days. The exterior is marked by a small car park with an ice cooler and a trash can leaning against the building, while a station wagon is parked at the drive-up window. Inside, the diner is in disarray, with tables toppled over and junk scattered across the floor, giving it a rundown and abandoned feel. Though it is just a simple roadside stop, the Drumlin Diner does stand as a silent reminder of the world before.
Mason asked me to help him through some of these locations, and that's what I plan to do, so I'll be co-narrating here on out. Just another Drumlin Diner that is located along the Gibson Point Pier. Nothing really special about this diner compared to the last one, except that for some reason, there's a laser tripwire located at the door. I have no idea why someone would want to guard this place. It's found in the Commonwealth between the CIT ruins and Green Tech Genetics. It appears as an office building on the map. The camp consists of a building with wooden scaffolding, gates, and debris, with entrances on both the roof and street level. Inside, there are a couple of raiders and an elevator connects the 2 accessible floors. The upper floor leads to a walkway connecting to a second building where you can find a chemistry station and lootable containers. This one is cool because out of the other million other secret location videos you've seen over the years, this one probably isn't in them. The Enclave Retrieval Operations Encampment is introduced in the game's next-gen patch along with the Enclave encampments. Situated beneath a collapsed superhighway near the Slog, this discreet outpost is run by the Enclave to recover lost equipment using reconnaissance, coercion, and other harsh methods. The Enclave has interrogated several individuals, leading to the identification of missing items, including X-02 power armor and plasma weapons. The outpost is guarded by light infantry and a power armor trooper and serves as a starting point for the Echoes of the Past quest. This stuff is really cool, and you should definitely check this out if you're doing another playthrough. The Evans Way cul-de-sac. It's found northeast of the Boston Police rationing site. To reach it, you can turn left after exiting Diamond City. The area has 3 entrances, all with expert level locked doors. The main gate is to the right, past a machine gun turret and up some stairs with additional doors on the east and west sides. The west side also has windows that can be shot through. The cul-de-sac features a fortified 2-story building with turrets guarding the area and raiders patrolling the location. The factory is situated southwest of the 4-leaf fish packing plant. The exterior is surrounded by blood bugs, and a nearby shed to the west contains an armor workbench and power armor station. Across the street is a construction site with super mutants and a mutant hound, and an advanced lock safe on the 2nd floor. Inside the factory, you'll encounter more blood bugs and rad roaches. The 4-man's terminal located behind a novice locked door unlocks the cashier's cage on the ground floor, which also holds a master locked safe. You can also find a fusion core inside a generator near the stairs. The Faded Glory Laundromat. Referred to as the laundromat in-game, is an abandoned pre-war building in Lexington, located slightly northeast of the Red Rocket gas station. The laundromat consists of 2 rooms, one filled with washers and dryers, and a small office with a first aid kit. Feral ghouls may be nearby. Notable loot includes an overdue book on a table at the northern entrance. A full set of human bones can be found in one of the dryers, with a note from the Creation Club's anti-material rifle, content explaining that Zane's gang used the laundromat to hide victims' bodies. We are only going to do one of these, but just know they are located all over the Commonwealth. But I think you'll get the point after this. Fallon's a pre-war department store that was part of a larger chain, located within Monsignor Plaza. While the building itself is inaccessible in the game, the store's signage is still visible. Fallon's was a prominent department store franchise before the war, with billboards and advertisements found throughout the Commonwealth. Other notable Fallon's locations in the region include the flagship store in West Roxbury, Fallon's basement in Diamond City, a kiosk in the Hall, a store in Concord, and a branch in the General Atomics Galleria. The Fens Cafe is an unmarked location in the Fens neighborhood of Boston, situated directly north of Parkview Apartments in Founders Triangle. It consists of a small open-air diner and the connecting Fens Cafe apartments. The cafe is littered with meat bugs left by super mutants, while the apartments span 2 stories. The lower floor houses the diner's kitchen and pantry, with access to the apartments via a stairwell hidden behind a broken wall in the kitchen. The first floor apartment has 2 exits, one leading to a former room and the other to a balcony. Notable loot includes a tiny toy alien with a baby rattle and bottle in a small carriage on the first floor, and an overdue book on a sofa armrest on the 2nd floor. Fenton's Foodstuffs is located in the Quincy Ruins. Originally a cafeteria owned by a man named Fenton, it still appears operational despite the Quincy massacre, with gourds and mole rat meat being served. The building is a makeshift structure made from scrap metal and wood positioned across the street from Guns, and directly east of Quincy Church. It is an unmarked location situated south of Hangman's Alley. Originally a pre-war thoroughfare, the tunnel is now partially submerged and filled with wrecked vehicles, some of which are underwater. It runs east to west beneath another street, with a door at the west end leading to Hangman's Alley. A trader has set up a home in a small alcove on the tunnel's north side, near the center. The floating barge is set in the Commonwealth southeast of Spectacle Island. This area, originally a minor settlement for a group of scientists, now features a pair of barges and a sunken tugboat. The scientists attempted water purification and crop cultivation, but eventually died off, with some buried at sea. The southern barge has a small yard with a clothesline, a swing set, a basketball hoop, and floating coffins. Inside, there is a cabin with a microscope. The barge also has makeshift planters for crops and a sleeping area with an advanced locked safe. A rudimentary water purifier is set up, though the water is irradiated. The northern barge is heavily damaged and partially submerged, with a collapsed winch and cable still leading to the tugboat. The tugboat's wreckage at the harbor's bottom contains a small amount of loot and 2 skeletons. Founders Triangle is an unmarked location in Fallout 4, located in the Fens neighborhood of Boston, just west of the Fen Street sewer entrance. This plaza features 2 large pre-war statues on a central island. The western side of the triangle is home to the Fens Cafe. The area has been taken over by super mutants who have constructed barricades and cages around the central island and the surrounding plaza. The Freeway Pileup is situated just south of DB Technical High School in the Commonwealth. The site is characterized by a large wreckage of junk and pre-war vehicles, including a tank scattered across a freeway.
The garage alcove is situated next to MedTech Research in the Commonwealth. This 2-level parking garage features a weapon workbench on the first level and a cooking station on the second level. It may be encountered during the long time coming quest or while completing railroad missions to Malden Center and Station. Situated just west of Grey Garden in the Commonwealth, this small, partially collapsed house has entrances on both the first and second floors, with an open garage nearby containing miscellaneous items. Inside, the first floor features an inaccessible door that reveals a small room with a bed, accessible only during the quest Pinned. The stairs lead to a cellar locked with an expert lock, which is notably larger than the upper floors. The cellar contains a novice lock toolbox, an advanced lock safe, and a chemistry station. And you have to love this. The bathroom in the cellar has a poster with a question from the GOAT test. The Greenbrier radio signal is a distress broadcast transmitted from an old bunker near a river in the Commonwealth. The signal can be picked up after extending the satellites at Radio Tower 3SM U81. Broadcast is a plea for help from a group trapped in the bunker surrounded by unknown creatures. The bunker is located just east of Radio Tower 3SM U81, hidden in the bushes behind an iron barrel at a dilapidated campsite. There are 2 campsites nearby. The correct one features a picnic bench and a cooking station, while the other one has deceased settlers and traders. Upon reaching the bunker, you might encounter a Mirelurk Queen at higher levels. Inside, the bunker contains 2 skeletons, several food coolers, first aid kits, a wooden crate, a hunting rifle, a suitcase, and the ham radio transmitting the signal. The sole survivor can then turn off the radio to cease the broadcast.
Please, anyone, help us. We're stuck in an old bunker next to the river. Those things are crawling around up there. We're trapped. If you can hear this, just kill those things and get us out of here. Please, we're running out of food. I'll give you whatever you want.
This has been a pre-recorded message. Message repeats in 3 seconds.
Positioned just east of Quincy Church and adjacent to Quincy Apartments, this 1-story building resembles a pre-war weapons and armor shop. The interior features a layout typical of such establishments. One counter dedicated to weapons, another for armor, and a central area for regular clothing. Additionally, the shop is equipped with both a weapons workbench and an armor workbench. A notable feature is the advanced lock terminal that provides access to a floor safe hidden behind the armor counter. It's important to note that this store should not be confused with the Kill or Be Killed store in Goodneighbor, despite their similar neon signage. Hawthorne Estate is a crumbling mansion in South Boston, located near Andrews Station, University Point, and South Boston High School. The house is mostly in ruins, with only the kitchen accessible due to the rest of the building being collapsed and inaccessible. This is a secret location perched on the rooftops just outside Diamond City in the Fens. To reach it, you can either use a jetpack or buff jet for a series of jumps from the South Fens Tower, or make a series of challenging jumps and climbs without chems. Inside, you'll find a power armor station, a bed, and a dead settler. Notably, there is a mini nuke on the counter, and the diner's entrance is through a window facing south. Hillside Home is a secluded, unmarked location in the Commonwealth set on a hillside overlooking the lake. Access it by following a road southwest from Natick, which eventually splits off towards the home. The 2-story house has been badly damaged. The second floor is crushed by a fallen tree. The property includes a garage with a truck, bags of fertilizer, and a sledgehammer. In the backyard, you'll find a swing, a doghouse, and possibly some mongrels. Inside, the fallen tree has caused the second floor to collapse into the first. The remains of the previous occupant are found in the bathtub with an interesting story. You'll also find another set of remains hanging from the garage rafters. Approaching this skeleton may trigger a deathclaw attack from outside, which can then get stuck due to the garage's tight space. In the north end of Boston, situated on the rooftops northeast of Cabot House, you'll find the Hoarder's apartment accessible by climbing the fire escape near Pigman Gallery or using scaffolding near the boxing gym. The apartment is a single room cluttered with junk and boxes. Some notable loot includes a ladies' auxiliary tape on a console, 4 overdue books under a certain table, and a Vault-Tec lunchbox on a shelf near the sink. Holy Mission Congregation is situated north of the Boston Public Library. This church, now a dilapidated ruin, features a single large room. Inside, the church is inhabited by 2 feral ghouls. The west side contains scattered minor loot, including a destroyed Protectron, a hat, and fashionable glasses. Under the podium, you'll find a 10mm pistol and 2 stacks of pre-war money. A Vault-Tec lunchbox is located on a pew next to the skeletal corpse. Despite visible damage to the choir's roof from within, the exterior appears intact. Hub 360 is an unmarked location in Boston's Theater District, situated west of the Harbormaster Hotel and south of the fallen Sky Bridge. Accessible via an alleyway and back stairwells, it features several notable areas. The building's exterior east side has catwalks leading to the roof, where you'll find a first aid box and an explosives box. Inside, the first floor has 2 entry doors and is littered with bottle cap mines. A staircase then ascends to the second floor and an elevator reaches the mostly destroyed 11th floor, which has a kitchen and exits to the cafe patio and rooftop pool. The 12th floor, with its partially collapsed areas, offers exits to the rooftop and the fallen Sky Bridge. From the rooftop pool, players can descend a ramp to the Sky Bridge or use an elevator to reach the top of the skyscraper, which does contain a steamer trunk and the Weather Vane quest objective. An alternative entrance can be accessed from the south, via a fire escape and rooftop traversal. This part includes a room with a jackpot quest objective and an armor crafting station, with an open elevator shaft providing a return route to the first floor. The Creation Club content expands Hub 360 with television studios, production offices, a film set, and a noir penthouse addition.
Jimbo's Tower is in Boston's Back Bay neighborhood, situated east of Trinity Tower, south of Hubris Comics, and north of Wilson Automatoys corporate HQ. This apartment building has been taken over by raiders who use its upper floors as a base. The raider stronghold is accessed from the street level via a fire escape, which is guarded by a turret. The roof features a sleeping area with a chem box and a kitchen area that includes a steamer trunk and an ammo box. Above the sleeping area, there's an upper room with a cooking station, a suitcase, and a wooden crate. Below the kitchen area is an alcove with a weapons workbench. A daring jump from the roof above the kitchen leads to a hidden room on a neighboring rooftop, where another wooden crate and the body of a deceased trader can be found. Joe's Spuckies is situated in the financial district of Boston, specifically within the Postal Square buildings. It has become a stronghold for the Gunners, who use it to protect against super mutant threats from the south. The interior of Joe's is home to Gunners and a Mr. Gutsy robot. The main floor contains an armor workbench, a weapons workbench, a duffel bag, an explosive box, and a chem cooler. The upper floor has chems near a mattress and a trunk. On the roof, there's an advanced lock safe, a first aid box, and a dead raider next to a chem box and an ammo box. The roof is reachable via an elevator that also connects to an adjacent building to the east via a rusted ramp. Joe's Sandwich Shop is an unmarked location in South Boston, nestled on a street corner north of Andrew Station. In 2287, this seemingly ordinary diner was once a front for mob boss Eddie Winter's operations. It served not just as a dining establishment, but also as a cover for a hidden speakeasy located in its cellar. Kendall Parking is directly across the street east from the entrance to Green Tech Genetics. This area features a dilapidated parking garage, with its lower 2 levels inhabited by mole rats that are uniquely dangerous due to fragmentation mines strapped to their sides. The garage is populated by 4 booby-trapped mole rats, each with explosives attached. 1 is on the 2nd level, 2 on the 1st level, and the 4th remains buried in the ground on the 1st level until the other mole rats detect the player. Additionally, a mole rat is sleeping in a cage next to a drifter on the 1st level, but this particular mole rat is not booby-trapped. The drifter, who appears to be mentally unstable, interacts with the mole rats as if they were her companions, referring to them affectionately as ratties. Initially non-hostile, she will become aggressive if she witnesses any of the mole rats attacking the sole survivor. Using the Animal Friend perk to pacify the mole rats will lead the drifter to acknowledge the player's kindness, although she does not actually offer anything in return. Conversely, if the player stealthily eliminates all the mole rats without being detected, she remains non-hostile. The drifter's belongings, including several fragmentation mines, are stored on a makeshift bench behind the caged mole rat. L Street Bathhouse is positioned south of South Boston High School. This area is characterized by its elongated, dilapidated structure. The bathhouse is divided into 3 sections. Upon entering, visitors find themselves in a space with restrooms on either side, which feature standard amenities such as toilets, sinks, showers, and lockers. To the south, there is an exit that leads directly to the seafront in 2 piers. The men's restroom is located on the left side of the entrance, while the women's restroom is on the right. This location actually draws inspiration from a real-world counterpart of the same name located on L Street in Boston, Massachusetts. While a map marker exists for this location, it remains disabled during gameplay for some reason. What is that reason? We may never know. Lexington Bank. Positioned across the street from the Super Duper Mart, this single-story building has been left in despair with its front door knocked down and the side of the bank broken. Inside, remnants of its former purpose remain, including some furniture and 3 cash registers. Operating the wall terminal grants access to a vault containing several stacks of pre-war money. However, the backside of the vault has been demolished, leaving additional stacks of money scattered around. A skeleton can be found near these stacks, with the duffel bag holding even more pre-war money. Notably, the stacks of pre-war money inside the vault will respawn after some time, offering a recurring opportunity for loot. Lexington Pharmacy. Situated directly southwest of the entrance to Lexington Apartments, this abandoned pharmacy offers a glimpse into its former life amidst the post-apocalyptic decay. The interior of the pharmacy is a single room featuring a counter and a number of decayed and destroyed shelves. Among the ruins, several skeletons can be found, hinting at the pharmacy's grim fate. While the space is otherwise deserted, feral ghouls might be lurking nearby, so keep a good eye out. Lil Gentry Playground. Positioned northeast of Vault Tech Regional HQ and west of the Boston Bugle building, this quaint courtyard retains some of its pre-war charm. The playground features 2 seesaws and a jungle gym designed to resemble a flying saucer. Nearby, 2 unowned sleeping bags are scattered on the jungle gym. In the northwest corner of the courtyard stands a small garage labeled Gun Shop, which houses a power armor station, a weapons workbench, a novice lock tool chest, and a large toolbox. Following the Great War, a makeshift barricade was erected in the western alleyway, restricting access from that direction. Long Wharf is an unmarked location situated in the Boston Harbor neighborhood. Located east of the Custom House Tower, this area features a wharf and an adjacent warehouse, both of which are occupied by supermutants. The wharf and warehouse are strewn with debris and remnants from the Great War, creating a desolate and hazardous environment. This location mirrors the real-world Long Wharf in Boston, Massachusetts, though its map marker remains disabled in-game. Longfellow Bridge. Spanning the Charles River, the bridge connects Boston's Beacon Hill neighborhood with Cambridge and extends from Starrow Drive, running east to west. The bridge itself is still intact and functional, although raiders have fortified both the western and eastern entrances with makeshift barriers, making traversal hazardous. The Longfellow Bridge in the game is modeled after its real-world counterpart in Boston, named after the poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
This area is situated in Malden, just north of Taffington Boathouse and near Malden Center. It marks the beginning of the Malden River, which flows south towards Boston Harbor. Historically, the drainage was used by a fraternal organization for initiation rituals. Over 2 centuries later, the Sutton siblings, Russell and Margaret, discovered a holotape in a nearby boathouse detailing the chems used in these rituals. Their attempt to locate and trade these chems led to an accidental release of a swarm of blood bugs. The drainage area features a small overlook and a sewer system. Inside, there's a mag-locked room with an advanced security terminal on the western wall. The north end has a gate-covered pipe and a few radioactive waste barrels, emitting up to 27 rads. The overlook can be accessed via white tubing from the northwest corner. Some cool loot includes a holotape detailing the initiation instructions found on Russell Sutton's corpse, a fusion core in a charging station, and various chems on shelves.
Greetings, brothers! You are here because it is that time of year when we induct our newest members into this most esteemed fraternity. Before their initiation is complete, they must be prepared to receive the mysteries of our order. You can find the substances necessary to open their minds in the drainage, as you all remember from your own initiation. Remember that the pledges should be blindfolded before you bring them up the canal, and keep an eye out for anyone out late in the park. The elders will be by Sunday evening for the dinner, and all new pledges must be present, so stick to the normal dosage. Orto oblitus osa.
Marlborough House is situated west of Hallucinogen Inc. This small residence has been repurposed by the Gunners as a forward recon base for their raid on Hallucinogen Inc. First floor contains a duffel bag near the entrance, a dead gunner beside a first aid box, and an ammo box behind a table with sandbags at the base of the stairs. Upstairs, you'll find a small area that includes a cap stash under a chair. The house features 4 sleeping bags on the lower level and a mattress upstairs. A notable piece of loot is the Esplanade mission brief, found on a long table on the first floor. Taking this note adds the location of Hallucinogen Inc. to the Pip-Boy map. This chemical lies southwest of the BAD TFL regional office and south of the Cambridge Church. The building itself appears uninhabited, but shows sign of a super mutant presence through scattered meat bags. Inside, the lower level houses a utility protectron in a pod, which can be activated using a nearby novice lock terminal. As you ascend the ramps, you'll find a chemistry station, a weapons workbench, and an exit to the roof. On the roof, a super mutant can be found lounging on a wooden box. Once activated, the protectron will leave the building and head towards a large construction site to the south, where it'll attack any nearby super mutants. Situated in the north end of Boston, this location is positioned west of the Old North Church and east of Cabot House, directly across from the North End graveyard. The interior of Mean Pastries is straightforward, featuring a single room with a long U-shaped counter. Behind the counter, an expert lock safe is hidden under the cash register. The room also includes a few booths, tables, and a porta-diner. The only living occupant of this bakery is a solitary house cat, and he's a good boy. The Minutemen Monument is an unmarked location situated near Concord. This monument features a statue overlooking the Old North Bridge, commemorating the original Minutemen who engaged British forces at this very spot. It marks the site where the first shots of the battles of Lexington and Concord were fired, signaling the start of the Revolutionary War. This is a cave situated in the Commonwealth, directly south of the Red Rocket truck stop and just across the bridge from Sanctuary Hills. This cave, once used by truck stop employees to secretly dispose of waste before the Great War, has become a hot spot for mole rat activity. The interior is draped in brain and glowing fungus, creating a surreal and unsettling atmosphere. The central chamber features a small depression inhabited by mole rats, while a rear room shelters a glowing mole rat, its levels dependent on the player. The den is also littered with explosive containers and a vehicle ready to blow. Among the notable finds are a fusion core and a Trash Busters award note, both located in the right-hand room off the central area. Collecting 36 brain fungus and 23 glowing fungus is possible, though these resources cease to respawn once the Red Rocket Workshop is activated. This is a modest eatery nestled in the heart of Nahant, a neighborhood in the Commonwealth. This two-story building situated across from the Nahant Chapel features a quaint restaurant on the lower level with tables arranged in the eastern half and a kitchen occupying the western half. The upper floor is largely unremarkable, except for a lone steamer trunk in the western room. Outside, a patio offers additional seating, with a view of a nearby pier to the south. The location frequently becomes a battleground among various factions, including the Gunners and the Brotherhood of Steel, adding a layer of conflict to its otherwise serene setting. Located in the Natick region, west of the Roadside Pines Motel and near the edge of the map, this was originally a pre-war electrical substation. This location now harbors significant dangers. The area is a battleground where a fearsome Deathclaw clashes with a super mutant behemoth. The power station itself is enclosed by a gate and surrounded by various pieces of old machinery. Nearby, there's an empty barn alongside a main warehouse littered with wrecked cars and tires. For those of you brave enough to explore, a small patch of glowing fungus is available for collection amidst the desolation. The North End graveyard site is tucked away in Boston's North End, where danger and mystery intertwine. As you approach, you'll encounter a few feral ghouls eager to defend their territory. The graveyard's standout feature is Shem Drown's grave, situated in the northwest corner. Intriguingly, the grave can be opened without a need for a shovel, revealing a hidden cache of valuable items. Among the loot within Shem Drown's resting place are his skull, a sword, and a Fear Not note, along with a gold bar, 2 silver bars, and 3 copper bars. These treasures are crucial for the quest The Gilded Grasshopper, where the sole survivor investigates a rumored treasure map hidden in the Gilded Grasshopper atop Faneuil Hall. Shem Drown's grave pays homage to the real-life coppersmith and tinplate worker Shem Drown, known for crafting the iconic grasshopper weather vane atop Faneuil Hall, although he is buried at Copp's Hill Burying Ground in Boston. The North End graveyard provides a fitting, albeit fictional, tribute.
The parking garage. Situated east of Super Duper Mart and on north of Slocum's Joe, this unmarked location offers a stark contrast between its desolate exterior and the perilous interior. On the surface, the garage's ground floor and roof are full with car wrecks but are otherwise unremarkable, save for a small room on the ground floor containing a leveled pistol and some ammo. The real danger lies below. To access the subterranean level, you can either navigate through a large junk wall on the vehicle ramp or enter through a small blue door down the stairs. The underground parking space is dimly lit and teeming with feral ghouls. The area is cluttered with debris and wrecked vehicles, including a yellow car and a pick-her-up truck, where a female settler lies dead in the truck bed alongside a first aid box and an ammo box. An explosive container and an oil spill offer tactical advantages against the ghouls. The main room also houses a protectron in a pod which can be activated via a novice lock terminal. Additionally, a novice locked maintenance cage contains a first aid box and an explosives crate. Among the notable loot, you'll find a Vault Tech lunchbox in the car hulk closest to the small door. The Paul Revere House is a historic remnant of pre-war Boston found in the North End. The building is marked by a pre-war plaque and a Freedom Trail marker, making it the 7th stop on the trail coded 8. The small courtyard in front of the house is occupied by a super mutant and 2 mutant hounds, adding a layer of danger to its historical significance. The house itself features 2 entrances and a collapsed southern wall. Inside, the first floor holds a dining table and a lamp, while the second floor is sparse, with just a desk and a ruined bed remaining. The structure has 2 partially destroyed floors, reflecting the ravages of time and conflict. The plaque outside provides a glimpse into the past. Pierwood Residences is a hidden location in Fallout 4's Theater District, situated to the east of the combat zone. Before the Great War, it was the home of Kim Woo and her family. During a raid, they were forced to hide on the roof, and they later relocated to Natick before the bombs fell. The building has 5 floors, each with distinct features. The lobby, or ground floor, contains 5 glowing fungi and an elevator that ascends to the 5th floor. This top floor has 2 Nuka-Cola machines, an exposed bathroom with first aid kits and an ammo box, and fire escape access. Descending to the 4th floor reveals a suitcase with random loot. The 3rd floor includes a duffel bag containing pre-war money in Kim Woo's bedroom. The 2nd floor is equipped with a first aid kit, while the 1st floor, which serves as the lower street level exit, has no loot. Also, there's a hidden map marker named Oakwood Residences that directs player to this location in the game files, though it's not visible in the actual game. Pinelli's Bakery. This abandoned bakery is located in the center southeast of town near the hole in the wall and is mostly in ruins. The building features a small, accessible interior that includes a counter with a cash register and a mannequin dressed in a chef hat. The rest of the interior is obstructed by rubble. Access to the building's roof is possible via walkways connected to the surrounding structures. The Pizza Parlor is located on the wharf just northeast of Pickman Gallery. The building is marked by a sign reading, "Hot Pizza Pies." The structure consists of 4 stories, but only the 1st floor, which includes the kitchen and dining area, is accessible. An outdoor dining area with tables and chairs overlooks the bay. The parlor is home to a small group of raiders. You can also find a complete set of power armor and a fusion core on a barge east-northeast of the Pizza Parlor. The power armor is secured in a cage between 3 armored personnel carriers, and the cage can be opened using a novice-locked terminal. Plumber's Secret is an unmarked location in the Commonwealth, situated in Cambridge, southeast of Mass Gravel and Sand. It appears to be a pre-war plumbing store that has been abandoned except for a few rad roaches and some armed bottle cap mines. The store features 4 entrances and contains an advanced locked safe behind the counter, guarded by a bottle cap mine. There's also a large toolbox located up metal stairs in the storeroom, accessible via a wire bridge. The real secret of this location is on the ceiling. Following a trail of plungers, you can spot items stacked to the ceiling. Although they seem out of reach, shooting the boards will cause the loot to fall to the floor. Notable loot includes a short syringer rifle and a cap stash on the ceiling where the plunger trail ends, a Vault Tech lunchbox behind the counter, and 4 armed bottle cap mines placed around the store. The location also features 23 plungers stuck on various surfaces. The use of plungers to navigate the space may reference a similar unmarked shelter in Fallout 3. Though that location does not contain a hidden cache like Plumber's Secret. Prospect Hill, also referred to as Cambridge Park, is situated in Cambridge. Originally a historical park with a small cafe building, it has become a barren field in the post-apocalyptic world. The area is known to be inhabited by Northie, a member of Sinjin's raider gang, and was used as a keyword sent to the railroad by Patriot via an escaped synth in 2284. The park is elevated and located north of the Cambridge crater and south of Watts Consumer Electronics. It features stone brick walls, a cafe building in the northwest, a small playground to the south, and a cooking station near the central clock post. An empty Pulowski preservation shelter is found further east, with a small chem lab and chemistry station located north of the shelter under a corner overhang. Prospect Hill is based on the real-world Prospect Hill Park in Somerville, Massachusetts. Quincy Church. It was previously occupied by Sturgis, Mama Murphy, and other settlers before the Gunners took control of Quincy during the Quincy Massacre. The church, a tall spired building in the northwest part of the ruins, serves as the main access point to the overpass structure. The first floor contains a cooking stove, a weapons workbench, and a power armor station, while the second floor features an expert locked safe. Notable loot includes a fusion core found in a wooden box near the terminal on the first floor. There's other unmarked locations here in Quincy, like the pharmacy, but I think you guys get the gist of it.
This is positioned north of Diamond City and south of Backstreet Apparel. This site is used by a small group of raiders as their base. The camp is set up in a section of an old patio and surrounding housing. The patio features a deck chair, a picnic table, a barbecue, and an explosive box. The stairs leading to the camp are fortified with sandbags and equipped with a jury-rigged laser gun connected to tripwire for defense. Additionally, there is a bathroom scale trap in the alleyway to the south. Railroad Hideout is an unmarked location located just west of Custom House Tower. This hideout is used by members of the railroad. It can be accessed through an alley. The hideout features a fire escape leading to an area where Opal, a merchant, can be found. You guys know about the old red rockets, right? Of course you do. Well, there's a shit ton in Fallout 4 and they aren't located on the map. So instead, let's just do a red rocket barrage and rush through these in a cool music montage. That was fun. Let's continue on. The root cellar is located under a neighboring property 2 houses east of the House of Tomorrow. It was originally built by Jahani before the war. This small shelter contains a single mattress, a safe, and various pre-war food scattered across the floor and shelves. The entrance is behind the house, near the cul-de-sac in the northeast part of Sanctuary Hills, next to the wild mute fruit plants. Inside, you can find 3 gold bars, one on the ground, one under a shelf, and one on the safe. The game files indicate that Jahani owned or constructed this underground shelter and lived in the attached house. Additional military ammo and a duffel bag cache are hidden on the roof. The root cellar is not present during the pre-war introduction stage, and the containers inside are safe for storage and do not respawn. And none of the settlers in Sanctuary are able to remove any of the stored items. Midway between Covenant and the Wildwood Cemetery, a red tractor has crashed into a section of fencing in the wilderness. Nearby, you'll find several dead feral ghouls, with one still alive, and a deceased settler nearby crushed by the tractor. Inside the tractor, there's a cap stash, and a toolbox is located on the ground beside it. This location is a nod to a scene from the first episode of Telltale's Walking Dead, where a tractor accident traps a character underneath as zombies attack. This shop was once a gift store for a nearby academic institution before the Great War, and is now run by a pre-war Mr. Handy robot. The store is a single room featuring various odds and ends for sale, including 9 units of flamer fuel. It contains a novice lock safe on the wall behind the register, and though there is no penalty for picking the lock, stealing items will turn the Mr. Handy hostile. The shop also has several vials of jet in the corner, accompanied by 3 skeletons and another skeleton in a lab coat on the opposite end. A chemistry station is located against the right wall upon entering. With a robotics expert perk, the Mr. Handy can be deactivated, allowing access to the store's contents without destroying the robot. This shop's design is similar to the real-world Boston Museum of Science, including features like a drawbridge and a white dome resembling the planetarium. This site, positioned southwest of Natick near the western edge of the map, was once a pre-war campsite overlooking the coastal town. The campsite is now inhabited by a Deathclaw. The remains of a settler can be found near a campfire who had used several semi-trailer trucks as shelter. After dealing with the Deathclaw, you can find a cluster of glowing fungus around the campsite. Additional loot can also be found in a derelict warehouse across the road to the north, which may also be patrolled by another Deathclaw. The warehouse and 2 trailers parked nearby contain an advanced lock safe and some minor loot. This small trading post is run by Leonard Moore, who deals in scrap, general goods, and ammunition. His sole companion is Jangles, a moon monkey. Leonard is a reserved character who prefers to focus solely on trading and provides little personal information. The store is situated southeast of Coastal Cottage. It features an elevated shack with a trade counter for customers and a living quarter for Leonard. Inside, you'll find a cooking stove, a water pump, and a bed, although all these amenities are marked as owned. Outside, there are various food and junk items on display, also marked as owned. Notably, the water pump here is unique as it's the only one in the game not located in a settlement or a potential settlement. The shanty store's open sign makes it visible from a distance, and it serves as a useful spot to stock up on ammo before heading to Far Harbor. The bed in the store remains unusable, even if Leonard is killed, and there is a potential Mirelurk Queen spawn location directly north of the store. Nestled just south of Andrews Station, this unmarked location perched high on a ruined elevated roadway was the home of an individual who, despite their frequent bouts of sleepwalking, sought the security of an elevated vantage point. To reach the place, you'll use an elevator that whisks you up from the ground level to a trailer suspended precariously above. Inside the trailer, you'll find the remnants of a life lived in disquiet, a space marked by the eerie solitude of someone who perhaps never quite felt at ease. Among the notable finds here is a fusion core tucked away in a generator below the elevator, and the Sleepwalker's key, located on the road beneath the trailer and close to their unfortunate resting place. This unlocks a master lock safe within the trailer itself. The safe, along with a poignant note from the Sleepwalker detailing their fate, paints a somber picture of their final moments. Perched high in the trees, the sniper's hideout is a secluded elevated shack located in the swampy region of the Commonwealth. This unmarked spot, found southwest of Gunner's Plaza and southeast of Somerville Place, is a perfect vantage point for its former occupant, who is a member of the Commonwealth Minutemen. Approaching the hideout, you'll encounter hostile feral ghouls and Mirelurks eager to defend their territory. The hideout itself is accessed by a rickety set of stairs that lead up to the main level of the raised shack, which features a basic cooking stove and a mattress for rest. A ladder then continues up to the roof, where the remnants of the outpost's former inhabitant, a dead Minuteman, can be found. The roof also has a militia hat perched on a chair, adding to the scene of abandonment. Among the notable loot, you'll find a laser musket on the roof near the fallen Minuteman. Inside, there are also 2 bottles of Bobrov's best moonshine, one on a table in the main level and the other on the roof beside the chair.
South Boston Church. Positioned east of the South Boston High School, this church is both ominous and intriguing, offering a glimpse into the area's tumultuous past. The church grounds feature a small, desolate graveyard surrounded by radioactive barrels and guarded by a few feral ghouls. A cellar hatch provides entry to the church's interior, where the atmosphere is steeped in decay and neglect. Inside the cellar is a single room inhabited by 3 feral ghouls and a solitary house cat. Among the ruins of the church's former life, a canvas on the wall depicts a cat playing with a toy rocket. Nearby, an altar dedicated to Mr. Tittles is adorned with pieces of mongrel dog meat and a cat bowl. Behind the canvas, a smaller hidden portrait of a colonial-era man can be found. The room is also scattered with skeletons. Spooky. South Fens Tower. This unmarked location is found southeast of Diamond City's entrance. The tower can be reached by scaling a wooden scaffolding ramp located on the west side of a junkyard. The ramp provides access to 2 distinct structures, a smaller, abandoned apartment building to the north and a taller, more impressive tower to the south. Inside the apartment building, players can find a lower room that's accessible by dropping from above. The tower's top floor houses an office with a jury-rigged gun trap set on the desk. Interesting, while South Fens Tower is present in the game, its map marker was removed, making it a bit of a hidden find for those exploring the Fens. The splintered statue is situated north of Somerville Place. This site features a derelict pre-war concrete statue that a raider has commandeered for his own peculiar project. The raider has set up a makeshift workshop complete with construction lights and cans of yellow and blue paint. Tools like a screwdriver, blowtorch, and hammer are scattered around the base of the statue. Notably, the statue itself is a jumble of mismatched parts, its head awkwardly attached to its right wrist and its hand grafted onto the neck. In a quirky touch, a chem box has been placed in the statue's left hand. Nearby, the raider has created a small campsite with a tarp draped over some fallen branches, along with a sleeping bag and a suitcase. A day tripper is found next to a drinking glass on a bench beside a wobbly ladder. By the way, this raider will always attack, so don't think you can ask him what's going on. Suggs Garage is a compact, unmarked location in the Cambridge area of the Commonwealth, positioned between Kendall Hospital and Cambridge Crater. Added to Fallout 4 as part of Creation Club content with the next-gen update, this garage serves as a small but notable stop for players. Inside, you'll find Suggs, a merchant who runs the place. The garage itself is modestly outfitted with a workbench and various tools reflecting its practical use. Suggs is available for trade, offering a selection of goods and supplies that can be useful for your adventures. The Ticker Tape Lounge, an unmarked location in the Theater District of Boston, offers a glimpse into a once bustling pre-war establishment now overrun by gunners. Situated just northeast of the Mass Bay Medical Center, it can be accessed via the elevated highway from the fallen Sky Bridge. The lounge is divided into two main sections, each spanning 2 levels. In the western section, the lower floor features a fire barrel and a few useful items, including an ammo box and an advanced lock safe, though the safe is being actively kicked by a gunner in frustration. The upper floor is more relaxed, with some couches and chairs, but no notable loot. A short hallway connects this section to the eastern section. The eastern section is partially buried under rubble on the lower floor. Here you'll find a cooking station, a chemistry station, and a small kitchen with a radio playing Diamond City Radio. Among the debris, a skeleton in a yellow dress lies beneath the collapsed floor. This section also features a cigarette machine and several unusable wall seats. The upper floor is set up with diner booths, one of which hides an explosives box. In the rear area, a mattress and sleeping bag are set up with an ammo box on the booth table. An exit on the lower floor's southwest wall leads to a small roof balcony with 2 gunners and an elevator to the Mass Bay Medical Center roof. The elevator cannot be activated from the balcony itself. Access must be gained from the Mass Bay Medical Center. The train car situated southeast of Relay Tower 1DL109 and south of Oberlin Station. This derailed and tipped over blue train car can be found in a train yard, accessible by following a distress signal broadcasted after the sole survivor adjusts the radio dish at the relay tower. Inside the train car, you'll find a grim scene. A single room with the skeletal remains of a woman beside a ham radio surrounded by a pool of blood. The suitcase next to her body hints at a hurried escape. The distress signal was a desperate plea for help from the woman and her son, who had sought refuge in the train car from an unknown threat. The sole survivor has the option to turn off the ham radio to end the broadcast forever. Union Man Circle. This area, positioned south of the South Boston Police Department, and is dominated by a raider camp that encircles a traffic circle marred by a toppled bronze statue of George Washington. The camp is enclosed by wooden gates on the east and west sides, making it a somewhat fortified area. To the east, you'll find the Dorchester Heights Monument, while the Hawthorne Estate lies further south down the road. Inside the traffic circle, there is a building with an exposed top floor. This floor can be accessed by using a jetpack, as there are no stairs leading up to it. In the small room, you'll find the holotape Ladies Auxiliary Tape 10. Union's Hope Cathedral. Situated in Cambridge, positioned adjacent to the Collegiate Administration Building, it is surrounded by a graveyard and guarded by feral ghouls. The cathedral's exterior is marked by a van that has crashed into its front stairway, scattering debris in a wheelchair. Nearby, a skeleton in a Vault-Tec lab coat lies discarded. Inside, the cathedral features a grand, open main room dominated by an altar at one end. Father Gabe, a hostile figure, will attack on sight along with 3 other feral ghouls. The room is sparsely furnished with a mound of benches on the left side, under which you can find a suitcase containing random loot. One of the pews holds a skeletal couple with a dirty army helmet and a burn book beside them. At the altar, you'll find candles, a silver plate, and an ammo box on the floor. Glowing fungus grows throughout the cathedral, adding to its eerie ambiance. A small side room on the right, accessible through an advanced locked door, contains a first aid kit and brain fungus. This side door leads out to the Cambridge Cemetery. Also, some companions may sit in the pews and pray. Maybe they find a sudden change of faith here. Valenti Station. Located in Boston's North End, the station's access is blocked by rubble, leaving only the lobby and token windows accessible. Inside, the scene is unsettling. 3 skeletons sit facing a cage containing 4 more skeletons, surrounded by stacks of pre-war money. Among these grim remains are a boxing glove, a pool cue, and a teddy bear dressed in a worn fedora and sunglasses, positioned next to one of the skeletons. For those scavenging, notable finds include a Vault-Tec lunchbox on a nearby table and 2 day trippers hidden behind the cash registers. The Vitale Pump House is found just south of Hub City Auto Wreckers and east of Finch Farm. This unmarked location, situated near the water, is reached through a small corridor leading to 2 rooms within the pump house. To access the second room, you'll need to input a code found written on the south wall in the first room. While it initially seems to be 0451, the actual code is 10451. as indicated by an additional one higher up on the wall. Inside the second room, you'll find a red skeleton holding the unique weapon, the Gainer, along with the fusion core. The pump house features a cool Easter egg. The choice of 0451 as the code is a nod to a recurring access code in many games, initially from System Shock, and is considered an Easter egg within an Easter egg by the game's lead designer. The inclusion of the Gainer and the red skeleton also pays respect to various gaming and pop culture references.
Walden Drugs is a small drugstore located in Cambridge, which was once a local pharmacy before the Great War. The building is a modest two-story structure situated slightly northeast of College Square, accessible via a small road leading north towards Lexington. It features a small parking lot cluttered with rusted cars. Inside, the store contains a cash register, a dose of medics on a shelf, and a first aid box. The setting reflects its former role as a pharmaceutical provider amidst the post-apocalyptic landscape. The water filtration cap stash is an unmarked location situated just east of Sanctuary Hills across the lake. To access this stash, you need to flip the circuit breaker located at the riverbank. Inside the filtration unit, you'll find a hidden stash of valuable items, including 5 .44 rounds, 3 cap stashes, 2 Radaway, 1 Rad-X, 1 purified water, 1 pork and beans, and 1 .44 pistol. This stash is protected by mole rats, but it provides essential supplies for players on survival in the wasteland. Western Bell Vessel is an unmarked location situated on a riverbank northwest of the Breakheart Banks. This beach commercial fishing boat known as the MV Western Bell was stranded following the Great War. The boat's interior is a small cabin with a metal shelving holding a ham radio that continues to broadcast a distress signal. The message, sent out before the vessel lost power, pleads for help amidst rough seas and expressed confusion over the lack of response. Inside the cabin, you'll find a novice lock cooler with minor loot, along with a coffee cup, a yardstick, and a sea captain's hat. There's also a fishing rod, a metal bucket, and a patch of glowing fungus scattered across the flooded floor.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Merchant Vessel Western Bell. We are in immediate need of assistance. Over. Boston, this is Western Bell. We have no power and we're in very rough seas. Do you copy? Hey, we need help out here. Where the hell is everyone?
This has been a pre-recorded message. Message repeats in 3 seconds.
Riverside Cottage is located in the north end of Boston, east of Pickman Gallery and north of the Old North Church. This single-story house, previously owned by cat enthusiasts, appears to have been left largely undisturbed since the Great War. Inside, you'll find a raider occupying the space alongside a house cat and several cat portraits, which hint at the cottage's former owner's love for the felines. And there's no better way to end a video than the last thought being of some adorable cats. But wait, there is more. If you've made it this far in the video, then you deserve a prize, or at least the opportunity for one. As a thanks from us, we are planning a settlement building competition video in the near future, and the prize for winning will be any game of your choice on any platform. So if you want to be involved in the video, you'll have to be subscribed and leave a comment on this video with this emoji somewhere in it. And then we might reach out to you with more details. If you're not interested, then just leave a thumbs up emoji in the comments and we'll know you made it to the end and you're a real one.
Thank you guys for watching. We love you and we are super appreciative. We'll see you in the next.